Welcome to the world of Fagor, state-of-the-art cookware at its finest.
Hello, I'm Patricio Barriga, General Manager of Fagor America. We are going to demonstrate how the safe, easy-to-use Fagor pressure cooker can help you to prepare healthier gourmet meals while reducing cooking time by up to 70%. Here you will learn about the combination of value, quality, service, and support that have made Fagor the largest selling pressure cooker in the United States today.
We're going to start the class. I'm Tom LaCalamita, and I'm the author of the Ultimate Pressure Cooker Cookbook. I've been using a pressure cooker now for the past, since 1977, so past 20 years. The pressure cooker's been around since the 1600s. Now, some of you might be familiar. This is a Presto pressure cooker from 1946. This is one of the first pressure cookers that was made after World War II. If you have a pressure cooker that's more than 15 or 20 years old, I would not use it. I would keep it as a conversational piece because they're not safe. And when I say they're not safe, it doesn't mean that they're going to blow up on you, but there are no safety features built into that pressure cooker, as we find with the new ones that are made today. Fortunately for us, as Americans stopped using pressure cookers, the Europeans continued using them. Fagor, which is one of the leading brands of pressure cookers, is a Spanish company. It's a $7 billion a year corporation located in the northeastern part of Spain. And Fagor, along with other European manufacturers, continued improving upon the technology of pressure cookers. As you can see, it's made out of stainless steel, and there are no moving parts on the lid. Probably the most important thing that was eliminated was the jiggler valve. And what they've done is they put all the valves inside the lid of the pressure cooker. The first thing you have to do when you cook in a pressure cooker is you have to cook with liquid. Now, your liquid can be anything as simple as water or as complex as pureed tomato. Once water reaches 212 degrees, you start to develop steam. Steam is hotter than water. So what's happening is you're not cooking using the temperature of the cooking liquid. You're cooking the food using the temperature of the steam. When you're under high pressure, the temperature of the food itself, or the interior temperature of the pot, reaches approximately 250 degrees. I'm going to put the carrots into the steamer basket. I want to cook these until they're tender crisp. I don't want them mushy or too soft. So I'm just going to cook them until they're tender crisp. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid on the pressure cooker. If you're fortunate, your pressure cooker has a little indicator like this one does here. It's a line. And what it does is it tells you to line this up parallel with the handle, so this way you don't have to worry where to put the lid. So what you want to do is you want to take the lid, match it up where it sits, where it's supposed to sit, make sure it's sitting flat, and you should be able to use one hand to close it. If you have to use two hands and you're forcing it, stop. Take it off. Make sure your rubber gasket is sitting flatly inside the underside, because if the rubber gasket's out of place and you squeeze it to get the lid on, I guarantee you'll probably never get it off again. Before cooking in your Fagor pressure cooker, always make sure that the rubber gasket is in good operating order. What you want to do is you want to take the gasket, make sure it's flexible. Also visibly check the gasket to make sure that there are no tears or cracks in the rubber itself. You should really replace your gasket every 12 to 18 months. Also, before using the pressure cooker, always check any of the valves that are on the underside of the lid to make sure that they're in perfect working order. If the valve has an opening in it, make sure there's no food blocking the opening itself. If there are any moving parts or spring mechanisms, just put a little bit of pressure on them to make sure that they are moving. When you're cooking in a pressure cooker, it's essential that you watch the amount of time for cooking. Pressure cookers cook about 70% faster than conventional cooking methods. So let's say, for example, I'm going to be doing potatoes. Potatoes cook normally in an open pot for mashed potatoes in about 20 to 25 minutes. You can cook the potatoes in a pressure cooker in 7 minutes. You want to build up pressure as fast as possible. The great thing about cooking in a pressure cooker is you're able to cut down on the cooking time dramatically. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid on here. Now, when you're cooking in a pressure cooker, like I said before, the countdown time for cooking starts the minute you reach pressure and you lower the burner heat. Once I reach high pressure, in this recipe, I want these to be tender crisp. I want them to only cook for 30 seconds. What I'm doing is I'm basically blanching. Now, if you notice, I have steam coming out of here and it's getting noisy. I've now reached my high pressure. What I would do now is I'm going to lower the burner heat to a simmer. And what's going to happen is, if you have a pressure regulator valve like the multi-rapid does, visibly you can see the level of pressure, but there's no more steam coming out, and it's virtually silent. Now this is done. What I want to do is I want to show you another way of releasing pressure. This is the fastest and the most convenient way. Take your pressure cooker, and fortunately they all have two handles on them, and put the pressure cooker in the sink and hold it up. You don't want the liquid going into the handle or the valve on the front of the pressure cooker. And you want to run cold water over the pressure cooker. Stainless steel will not warp. You hear that? The pressure's been released. When you hear that popping sound or that releasing sound, you know that the pressure's been released. When you cook in a pressure cooker, you're able to preserve all the water-soluble nutrients. What's happening is the cooking liquid that is steaming the vegetables turns into steam. When you release the steam, either by using the cold water release method or by opening up the valve, you'll lose a little bit of steam, but most of that steam will be converted back into water again. So what happens is the vegetables themselves are able to retain their natural color. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the carrots in the bowl, and we're going to continue with the next recipe. Now, tagine of chicken is a North African stew, and this recipe is from Algeria. It was given to me by an Algerian chef. And what I'm doing is I want to heat up my olive oil. Then I have a pound, or I have 3 large onions that I've minced fine. And I add those to the pressure cooker. I'm going to saute them for about 6 to 8 minutes. I have a half a pound of carrots that are finely minced with 6 cloves of garlic. I'm going to add that to the sauteed onions. What's great about this dish is I don't have to saute my chicken. And this recipe calls for about 1.5 pounds of boneless chicken breast. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the chicken breast, and I've cut them into small bite-sized pieces. I'm going to add the chicken breast to the pressure cooker. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm going to add a bay leaf, which is a traditional Mediterranean herb. I'm going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. The steam and the pressure and the high temperature will extract all the juices and all the flavor from the vegetables and the meat. It will form its own sauce, and then we'll serve this with couscous. Now what happens is there's 3 types of pressure cookers. The jiggler valve, you have a developed weight pressure cooker, which is like the Rapid Express from Fagor, and what it is, you have a weight, you have a vent pipe, similar to the old-fashioned pressure cooker, but what happens is the developed weight locks in place. And the only time it moves is if you exceed the level of pressure. All right, so this is not a jiggler valve. It's not going to turn around. It's locked in position. You push it down, it locks in place. Now, the other type, and probably the easiest type of pressure cooker to use, which came out of Europe, was the spring-regulated valve. And what it is, it's a spring mechanism located on the underside of the pressure cooker that works in conjunction with a pressure regulator valve. Now what happens is, as the pressure builds up, the steam will put pressure on the spring here, which compresses and will force the pressure regulator valve into an upright position. There are no moving parts on this. There's no way that anything's going to blow up, blow off, or blow out. This is a brand new pressure cooker from Fagor. It's called the Duo, and the reason for that is it has 2 different pressure settings. It's a weighted spring pressure cooker, which allows you to set the pressure cooker either on a low setting, which is 1, or 2 for high pressure. What's unique about the Duo is it also has an automatic steam release setting here, which is where the little puff of steam is shown on the regulator. Just set the valve on the setting, and the steam after cooking will come out automatically. The Duo also has a built-in pressure regulator indicator, so when you're under pressure, this little mechanism will come to the upright position, showing you that there's steam inside the pot. Also, to lock the lid on the unit, you just match it up with the indicator here with the bottom handle, lock it in position, and start cooking. Now, the other thing I want to add to this would be the olives. I'm going to add the couscous to this. And then I'm just going to cook this quickly under pressure so that the couscous will absorb the cooking liquid and the olives will impart some of their flavor to the tagine. Now what's happened is it's now formed the stew. I'm just going to taste this for salt.
How do you know the chicken is really ready in there?
Because you know that chicken will cook. The chicken will cook in boneless chicken breast, cut up into 1.5-inch cubes, cook in about 6 minutes. The recipes that appear during this cooking class can be found in my best-selling cookbook, The Ultimate Pressure Cooker Cookbook, which is also available in the special Fagor edition. You can also follow along with the recipes by using the enclosed pamphlet. One of the simplest dishes to prepare in the pressure cooker is my Moroccan carrot salad. Pour water in the pressure cooker, place the carrots in the steamer basket, and place on the trivet. Lock the lid in position and bring the pressure cooker to high pressure. Cook for only 30 seconds, release pressure, and remove the carrots. Pour the vinaigrette over the carrots, sprinkle with the parsley, and you're ready to serve. My pepper and potato spread from Spain is another favorite dish whenever I prepare it. Very simple to make. Take your potatoes, your red peppers, put them in the steamer basket in the pressure cooker, put it on the trivet, put the lid in position, bring it to high pressure, cook for only 7 minutes, release the pressure, drain the potatoes and the peppers, coarsely mash the potatoes and red peppers together, season with the olive oil and vinegar, salt and pepper, and thinly spread the potato mixture on slices of French bread. What a simple appetizer to prepare. We all know how popular Mediterranean cooking is. One of the least known parts of the Mediterranean diet is North African food. One of my favorite dishes to prepare in the pressure cooker is tagine of chicken, which is an Algerian dish. It's very simple to prepare. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to add the olive oil to the pressure cooker pot. You're going to saute your onions, your garlic, and your carrots. Add a little bit of flour to thicken it. Add your chicken, your stock. Put the lid on the pressure cooker. Bring it up to pressure. Cook it for 12 minutes. Release the pressure. Add your couscous, which is a North African type of pasta. Cook it for a minute. Open up the pressure cooker. Add your olives and serve it. Very, very simple, very delicious. Fagor pressure cookers are made out of 1810 stainless steel, which makes them ideal for using on all types of cooking surfaces. They're also very easy to clean up. When you're washing your Fagor pressure cooker after cleaning, you should always remove the rubber gasket from the underside of the lid. You should always wash the rubber gasket in a mild liquid dishwashing soap, either towel dry it or let it air dry before you insert it back into the underside of the lid. The lid should never be put in the dishwasher. Always wash it with a soft sponge, warm water, and also liquid dishwashing soap. After you finish washing the lid, either let it air dry also or towel dry. When you're ready to put the pressure cooker away, just insert the gasket under the underside of the lid, making sure that it's fitting flat and securely. Never put the lid on top of the pressure cooker and lock it in place for storage. If you do so, if there's a little bit of moisture on the rubber gasket, it may be difficult to open it. Either position the lid and just sit it on top of the pressure cooker as such, or turn the lid upside down for easy storage. You can wash the pot in the dishwasher, although we recommend that you just wash it in the sink. Never use any harsh cleaning materials like scouring pads or scouring powders on the outside of the pressure cookers. You see it has a beautiful mirror finish. You can scour the inside of the pressure cooker to get any built-in food particles off of it. Always make sure that the screw that holds the handle to the pressure cooker itself is tight and that there's no give with the handle before you start cooking with the pressure cooker. Fagor is committed to quality of its products, and every Fagor pressure cooker comes with a 10-year warranty on the product. If you have any questions about the use of Fagor pressure cookers, feel free to call Fagor's 800 number and talk to any of the Fagor customer service representatives.
Fast, easy, safe, healthy, versatile. Now you have the key ingredients to understand why a Fagor pressure cooker is the single most important piece of cookware you will ever own.